Salamun alaikum, dear Muslim believers. Return of Jesus and the Dajjal, Antichrist, is nothing more than a clear lie and myth spread by disbelievers and some evil scholars of Islam, according to Quranic perspective. Nowhere Quran mentions return of Jesus just to save masses of so-called Muslims but the deviation has been inserted in few verses of the Quran, which will be analyzed in this video. In chapter number 43, verse number 61, God says, and indeed this Quran is knowledge of the hour, so be not in doubt for it and follow me. This is the straight path. This is correct translation of this verse. Now I would like to discuss corrupted translation of this verse. And indeed Jesus will be a sign for knowledge of the hour, so be not in doubt for it and follow me. This is a straight path. This is corrupted translation of this verse. Arabic version of the Quranic does not even mention word Eesa or Jesus, but is being injected in the translation for the sake of corruption. Now I would like to discuss chapter number 4, verse number 159. God says, and there is none from the people of the scripture but to believe in Jesus before his death, and on the day of resurrection he will be against them a witness. This is the correct translation of this verse. Now I would like to discuss fabricated, corrupted translation of this verse. And there is none from the people of the scripture but that he will surely believe in Jesus before his death, and on the day of resurrection he will be against them a witness. This is the corrupted translation of this verse. Deviated translated versions of the version which is mainstream mention future tense, which highlighted in bold mention will, turning it future tense, which when nowhere in Arabic future tense is mentioned. Myth of Jesus' return is invented by mushrikeen and some evil scholars of Islam as a hope of saving themselves instead of relying on Allah. Now I would like to talk about arrival of the Dajjal. No such personality as Dajjal is mentioned in the Quran, so I have no words to present, and his arrival is nothing is a clear myth, and his arrival is a clear myth which stands on nothing. Above all, why would Allah give godlike power to something evil, just to mislead and punish many, as Allah never supports evil, especially with miracles. Arrival of Dajjal is a myth invented by disbelievers and some evil scholars to spread fear of a man named Dajjal instead of fearing Allah. Now I would like to tell some signs of judgment day in Quran. Allah has mentioned enough signs before the last hour in Quran which can be scientifically proven. The creature from earth, in chapter number 27, verse number 82, God says, and when the word befalls them, we will bring forth for them a creature from the earth, speaking to them, saying that the people are verses not certain in faith. The smoke, in chapter number 44, verse number 10 and 11, God says, then watch for the day when the sky will bring a visible smoke, covering the people. This is a painful torment. In chapter number 21, verse number 96 and 97, God says, until when the dam of Gog and Magog has been opened, and they from every elevation descend, and the true promise has been approached, then suddenly the eyes of those who believed will be staring in horror while they say, oh, woe to us, and we had been unmindful of this. Rather, we were wrongdoers. Quran also tells us that Prophet Muhammad had no knowledge of the hours or signs to tell. In chapter number 7, verse number 187, God says, they ask you about the hour, when is its arrival? Say, its knowledge is only with my Lord. None will reveal its time except Him. It lays heavily upon the heaven and the earth. It will not come upon you except unexpectedly. Then ask you as if you are familiar with it. Say it is knowledge is only with Allah, but most of the people do not know. Quran clearly mentions only Allah knows when judgment day is, and Muhammad had no knowledge of its arrival. In chapter number 31 verse number 34, God says, Indeed, Allah alone has knowledge of the hour and sends down the rain and know what is in the worms, and no soul perceives what it will earn tomorrow, and no soul perceives in what land it will die. Allah is knowing and acquainted. No one knows what will happen tomorrow or can predict, neither Muhammad. In chapter number 43 verse number 85, God says, And blessed is he to whom belongs the dominion of the heaven and the earth and whatever is between them, and with whom is knowledge of the hour, and to whom you will be returned. Only Allah knows science and everything related to Day of Judgment. Hadith is nothing more than a propaganda against Islam, against Allah and His Messenger. In chapter number 89, verse number 22, God says, And your Lord has come, and the angels rank upon rank. No one is to arrive now, no prophet, no Jesus, no Dajjal, but Allah Himself. In chapter number 89, verse number 22, God says, And your Lord has come, and the angels rank upon rank. Allah Himself will arrive on the day of judgment to judge between humans, and this is also mentioned in some previous in scripture. In Bible, Christians confuse with second coming of Jesus, where second coming of Jesus, when Bible itself never mentions second coming of Jesus, but God Himself. In Matthew chapter number 24:36. But concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven nor the Son, but the Father only. Behold, He is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see Him, even those who pierced Him, and all the tribes of the earth who will wail on account of Him. Even so, Amen. So, second coming of Jesus and the Dajjal is a myth stolen by Sunni Shia scholars from Christianity, which can be hardly proven from the Bible. So inshallah we'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.